Hello my Legion modders and welcome to another review of Miniart kit Su-122. As you can see, 95% don't subscribe my channel, so click on the button, I will be happy. I chose kit for the first time from Miniart. It is Su-122 last production with interior. Here you can see how much parts are in the box. And it is the last production, and here you can see some information about the model and of course about the manufacturer. And here you can see a 3D model of the finished Su-122. So finally we can open the box and see the plastic itself. It is a huge amount of a plastic, as you can see, a huge pack of a plastic. And at the bottom we can see the instruction manual. And here you can see all plastic from the box. Wow, I must say, it is amazing. So first sprue is with the clear parts, and here you can see the decals made by Cartograph from Miniart. In this nice package we will find the photo etch parts. Here you can see a closer look on them and it looks amazing. You can see some belts for fuel tanks and mesh. And here you can see the first plastic sprue. In this one we can see some tubes and little like a hook thing. And here you can see the drive wheel. And here you can see some like a spring for the wheels. These all sprues are the same. And finally, beautiful done town tracks from one piece. It looks amazing. And of course ammunition shells. And here is the road wheels with beautiful texture on it. It looks great. And finally fuel tanks, of course, with guiding elements. And another set of town tracks, but I think this time with thieves, yes. Some radiators to the engine bay, you can see some beautiful mesh texture on it, and wheel or some little pieces. And here is the box with guiding elements, of course, on the other side. And here you can see the top or side panel where it holds the ammunition. And here you can see on the beauty cast texture. And here you can see one of the big sprue with wheels, little pieces where you must use, of course, the sharp tweezers. And springs for the suspension and hooks. Here you can see some parts which are included in the interior of the Su-122. Of course some rotations and of course this back plate and I think some engine parts here. As I'm talking about the engine, here you can see, I think, almost all parts from the engine. It looks amazing, I must say. Every piece of the plastic in this kit is very done made. Here you can see the engine part and of course separate part with no mesh, so it's up to you whether you like to choose photo etch or plastic. And of course bottom part. And here you can see some, I think, guiding to the interior of the tank. Here you can see some thin parts, so don't forget to use, of course, sharp tweezers, which is in the interior kit necessity. Here you can see the back plate and of course engine covers. Of course mud guards and some other details. Of course holding for ammunition shelves and of course ammunition shelves itself. Here you can see interior of the gun barrel. Now we can see, I think, the biggest part, and that is a rear plate which will carry the gun barrel, and of course side panels and some hatches. And up here you can see the gun mantle with nice cast texture on the pure plastic, big like Miniart. And finally we have here an instruction manual which is quite colorful, besides my standards like Revel or Tamiya. First what you can notice is a big map parts, and we are starting with engine bay and construction the engine. Some radiators glued to the engine, and you can see finally assembling the engine to the interior and some other details like pedals. Still adding some details to the interior like exhaust pipes, and finally we are slowly moving to the chassis and we are gluing the springs for the suspension. We are still not done in the interior and still adding some details in the interior, and of course to the side panels, various wheels. Assembling the interior of the gun barrel and some ammunition shells. As you can see, we have the option for open hatch, like on the all interior kit. After a few steps adding details to the interior, we are looking at assembling wheels and adding to the transmission, and of course we are going to the engine bay. As I said, we have an option for engine covers, like with no P parts or just with P parts. And of course you can see assembling the tank tracks. As I mentioned before, P parts for the engine fuel tanks. Here you can see assembling the fuel tanks and finally adding to the model. And of course don't forget on the painting scheme. Here you can see the tool, and the last one is for German and it's a winter camouflage. And of course paint what you need. That's all for today. If we reach 200 subscribers it will be a special video.